Hey everybody, I'm back with another Unfiltered fact, and this is story number 12 that we're going to do today. But first of all, in story number 11, we talked about Hagar and Ishmael being on a desert journey, them having to leave Abraham's tent and being sent away. Now, today we're going to talk about Isaac finding a wife. I'm skipping over one of the stories in the books that I have been taking the stories from, and I'm skipping over the story Abraham offers Isaac to God, because in the other storybook I had previously done this story. So I'm going to skip on over, and today the Bible story is titled The Search for Isaac's Wife, and it's taken from Genesis chapter 24, verse 1 through 27. Now, I'm going to be reading from the Bible, and then I will look at the questions at the bottom of the storybook. All right? It says, Abraham was not very old, and the Lord had blessed him in every way. He said to the senior servant in his household, the one in charge of all that he had, "Put your hand under my thigh. I want you to swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of earth, that you will not get a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I am living, but will go to my country and my own relatives and get a wife for my son Isaac." Now, first off, let me go back and discuss these 4 verses right here. Now, here it is. Abraham has this trusted servant by the name, it doesn't give his name in these verses, but as we go on down, it will. I believe I'm pronouncing his name right. Eliezer. Maybe I'm not. But he has this trusted servant, and he says, "Promise me, make an oath to me that you will find a suitable wife for my son Isaac. Isaac is of age to be married. And of course, you want your child to marry the right person. It's very important who you are linked up with, whether it's marriage or friendship. It needs to be the right person. You want to be with someone who has the same values and the same thoughts so far as what a life should be like together in a marriage. You don't want to marry someone who does not have the same beliefs, the same values, and views marriage altogether differently than what you view marriage as. And so Abraham knew this was very important. And so he tells his trusted servant, "Look, I need you to find a wife for Abraham, and for Isaac, and she must not be from the Canaanite women." And so let's go on. It says, verse 5, the servant asked him, "What if the woman is unwilling to come back with me to this land? Shall I then take your son back to the country you came from?" And so he knows he's going to have to do some traveling, because all around them is the Canaanites. It says, "Make sure that you do not take my son back there," Abraham said. "The Lord, the God of heaven, who brought me out of my father's household and my native land, and who spoke to me and promised me on oath, saying, 'To your offspring I will give this land.' He will send his angel before you so that you can get a wife for my son from there. If the woman is unwilling to come back with you, then you will be released from this oath of mine. Only do not take my son back there." So the servant put his hand under the thigh of his master Abraham and swore an oath to him concerning the matter. Now, the gesture of putting one's hand under the thigh, this was, if you think about it, years back when someone made a deal or a promise to honor a certain agreement, they would shake on it. They would say, "Let's shake on it." And so this was, if you will, kind of like a gesture of the same, agreeing that this is what you will do, and so forth. And so he placed his hand under his thigh, and he decided that he would do as Abraham said, and he would go and try to find a wife for Isaac, but he would not bring Isaac back to the land where Abraham had come out of, where he used to live with his family, because God had told him, had promised him, I'm going to give you this land that I have brought you to. This is going to be the land of your children and your children's children, and so on and so forth. All right. So let's continue on reading verse 10. All right. Then the servant left, taking with him 10 of his master's camels, loaded down with all kinds of good things from his master. He set out for Aram, Naharaim, and made his way to the town of Nahor. And he had the camels kneel down near the well outside the town. It was toward evening, the time the women go out to draw water. All right, so this is perfect timing, right? This is the time when the ladies are going out to the well to bring in water into their household, the young maidens, the young ladies that are not married. And so this is perfect timing. Verse 12, then he prayed, Lord God of my master Abraham, make me successful today and show kindness to my master Abraham. So he's taking this situation very serious. He is asking God, he is praying about this situation. God, Lord, you lead me, you direct me, you help me with this matter. Verse 13, see, I am standing beside this spring, and the daughters of the townspeople are coming out to draw water. May it be when I say to a young woman, please let down your jar that I may have a drink. And she says, drink, and I will water your camels too. Let her be the one you have chosen for your servant Isaac. By this, I will know that you have shown kindness to my master. So what Eliezer is saying here, God, you give me a sign as to who is the right wife for Isaac. And the sign shall be that she will give me water. I will ask for water. She'll give me water, but also she will water my camels. She will say, I will give the water, or give water for the camels as well. Now, what does this tell us? First of all, whoever this woman is that's going to say this, she cannot be a stranger to hard work. Because we think about it, I used to know how many gallons of water a camel drinks. I can't remember now, but it's a lot. All right. And he had more than one camel with him. I believe the story said, the Bible account tells us 10. Let me go back. Yes. Taking with him 10 of his master's camels. So for her to offer this, she's not afraid of hard work. And she really has to be a loving person. Somebody who really has a big heart would only offer to do such a thing. All right. So now let's continue on with verse 15. It says, before he had finished praying, Rebekah came out with her jar on her shoulder. She was the daughter of Bethuel, son of Milcah, who was the wife of Abraham's brother Nahor. The woman was very beautiful, a virgin. No man had ever slept with her. She went down to the spring, filled her jar, and came up again. The servant hurried to meet her and said, please give me a little water from your jar. Drink, my lord, she said, and quickly lowered the jar to her hands and gave him a drink. After she had given him a drink, she said, I'll draw water for your camels too, until they had enough to drink. So she quickly emptied her jar into the trough. ran back to the well to draw more water, and drew enough for all his camels. Without saying a word, the man watched her closely to learn whether or not the Lord had made his journey successful. When the camels had finished drinking, the man took out a gold nose ring weighing a beka. I don't know exactly how much that is. And 2 gold bracelets weighing 10 shekels. Then he asked, and I'm reading this from the Living Translation. Then he asked, "Whose daughter are you? Please tell me. Is there room in your father's house for us to spend the night?" She answered him, "I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son that Milcah bore to Nahor." And she added, "We have plenty of straw and fodder, as well as room for you to spend the night." Then the man bowed down and worshiped the Lord, saying, "Praise be to the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not abandoned his kindness and faithfulness to my master. As for me, the Lord hath led me on the journey to the house of my master's relatives." And so here it was. God heard the prayer and answered the prayer quickly. All right. And so now Eleazar, the last few verses, he's giving God praise. All right. And we should do the same thing. When we are in need of something, when we are asking for something, whether it's a need or a want, when God answers our prayer, let's give God the praise for it. All right. It doesn't matter how long it takes for us to receive it. As I mentioned in the previous story, that God's timing is not like our timing, but God's timing is perfect timing. He knows when the perfect time is for us to receive what it is we are asking for. So let's make sure that we give God his due praise. All right. When someone does when we do something for someone else, don't we like for them to say thank you? Don't we view it as rude when they don't? So let's make sure we give God his praise as well. So in this story today, the question is, and I'm just going to ask one question. It's the first one. Why did Eleazar look for a wife in Abraham's homeland? And this was, as I mentioned before, because Abraham wanted to make sure that Isaac married the right person, someone that had the same values, someone who worshiped the same God, someone who he could truly build something with and have a foundation and a happy life and a prosperous life with. And we should want the same thing. So let's make sure, whether it's a spouse we're looking for, a girlfriend, boyfriend we're looking for, or a friendship with someone, let's make sure we take all matters to God and make sure that our relationships with others is relationships that honor God. Well, I tell you what, you take care, you be blessed. Until the next time, bye-bye.